What's up, guys? Today's episode, we're going to get in the Christmas spirit. Today, we are going to actually do a versus. East Atlanta Santa versus Michael Bublé. Who is the best Christmas artist of this generation? Let's find out.
Mariah Carey. We're back. Christmas edition. You have a Tenor Christmas shirt.
Do I look more handsome?
Yeah, with the Christmas green and then the brown pants. You look very trendy.
I look like a Ferrari, to be honest.
You look like a cigar.
Yes, very British, very cigar. Yes.
Yeah, like cigar, cognac.
You know, I'll tell you, a shirt makes a big difference. I've been trying to step up my Instagram game a little bit, post a little more stuff.
Okay.
Since I started rocking the Tenor shirts, everyone's like, "Man, you look good in that shirt."
Are you familiar with the founder of Tenor?
Talking about Mr. Pat.
The Ruka, is he Ruka or
yeah,
he's
Ruka.
The Ruka. One of the co-founders of Ruka. I didn't realize that. And then somebody was just telling me about that this week in New York, Fight Week stuff. And I was like, oh, that makes so much sense.
My ex-girlfriend used to have like a close relationship with him because she trained at Ruka. And he would be in all the time and he like sponsored the team and all that stuff. So I don't know. I guess Tenor is his offshoot, but it's cool. I like the brand.
Yeah, I actually don't quote me on this at all. I think he's done over at Ruka, and I think he is over at Tenor full time. I think that's the thing.
And I mean, he's very good at what he does. I mean, all the stuff is clean.
Yeah, his stuff is good. And then he has all the contacts, all this, like it's rinse and repeat. He could do 100 brands and probably
he's going to keep. Next is going to be his middle name. He's going to keep switching.
Dude, I would do it all. Look, if I had a rinse and repeat thing like that, I'd be in.
DeFranco's a mouthful. You couldn't do a one-namer like that.
Oh, no. I don't even know what you'd do.
That's pretty brutal, too.
But if you do like Santino DeFranco, that could be like a
cologne,
like a designer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot. Yeah. Just DeFranco, that's weird.
Actually, now that I think about it, that could be a cologne.
Santino DeFranco could be a lot because that's like, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of Italian syllables in that, which means it's quality. Fine leather.
How was New York?
New York was good, minus the fight, which always sucks. But it was good. It was Tracy's last fight with me before I retire. I thought she looked actually amazing in that first round. And, she got caught, made a mistake. And she knows the mistake that she made. She got greedy when she was trying to come up right at the end of the round. She actually reached for Blanchfield's leg and thought that she could kind of lift her and dump her over instead of just kind of bailing and exiting. And so when she actually went to lift and dump, it actually turned her and she jumped on her neck. Her arm was trapped. She was like, that was stupid. She's like, I should have just done the right thing, stood up, turned. She's like, but I got greedy.
How was Tracy emotionally after the fight, with you at least? Were the stakes any greater because it was your guys' last rendezvous?
No, and I don't want to get into the details of all that. That's, I feel like private affair stuff. But she was very grateful that I was there. And, she was apologetic that we didn't win since it was our last rodeo. But that was, of course, I said, hey, I don't care about that. I'm just glad that I was able to be here with you for it during the whole camp, during the whole career, the whole thing. But it was actually a fun week, all in all. Just a week in New York City. Except now I'm broke. I don't have a penny to my name.
Wait, why?
Dude, a buddy of mine came down on Saturday. And
Your buddy James?
John. And we had lunch because he is from the city, but he now lives like in Westchester. He drives down. I'm at the Hilton Midtown, which is actually where the United Healthcare CEO was shot in cold daylight by...
No, the guy's innocent.
Probably. But so we're there. And so he's like looking for parking. I'm like, dude, just park at the hotel. And I thought, wouldn't have been that bad. We go, we eat lunch. We're out for a couple hours hanging out. We come back. It's probably 3 hours. He's in the garage. $67 for parking for 3 hours.
No way.
67. I was like, what?
No way.
$67 for 3 hours. And I'm staying at the hotel. Like I showed them my card. I thought, you get a discount. I don't know. And just every meal, man, I ordered after the fights 2 pizzas and it was $89. I mean, it's just like
2 large pizzas, or are we talking slices?
No, like
what is inflation looking like?
Yeah, no, like actual pizzas. Just everything though, man, was so expensive. I was like, I can't do this.
These are all millionaires and billionaires like that can afford to live there.
It's insane.
And everyone else is stacked like tunas.
I don't get it at all. But yeah, so I've got one more fight. I've got Henry's fight December 6th. and then it's off to the sunset for me.
You really can't let him lose to a gay.
No, we have to win that.
Do you know what he posted on Instagram? I mean, this might get us taken off. Actually, we should not talk about this.
Yeah, don't get us taken off.
Him and Frank Ocean are doing some stuff.
Oh man,
they're wrestling. You know what I mean?
Pretty certain I do. pretty certain. Oh, let's talk a couple fights. Fucking Carlos Prates and Michael Morales. Did you see those performances?
Yeah,
both of them. I need them to fight each other.
Yeah, that's kind of a dream fight.
Right?
You have an athletic freak versus a technician that's like...
Well, but they're both kind of freakish in their own way. Like, they're both really tall. I mean, they're built the same. Tall, skinny, like lanky, like they're massive welterweights. They're both really good strikers. They have power. They're fun. They'll go for the kill. Man, who do you think, if they were to fight today, who do you think wins that?
That may be, I'm just going to say this, that may be the coolest fight of all time.
That might be the coolest fight of all time.
Like, if Morales shows up in a dress and then Prates shows up in whatever swag
outfit, just smoking a cigarette.
That's the coolest fight ever.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's the coolest fight ever. Honestly, to be like dressing like Morales does and just have the confidence he does, that is the coolest fight ever.
So did you see that they, I guess it's some sort of a New Year's thing, like you're supposed to be a widow. Like, I guess it's not, like it's a cultural thing that I don't think
judge him
weird.
for it. No, I was around the dude for one of the fights. I think it was Ngannou and Gone when it was in LA, and he fought on that card. The dude is just, I don't think he's gay at all. I think that's the straightest man.
I think it's just, people are like, well, he's wearing a dress and this and that. But I think it was a dress up thing that was like a cultural.
People want to think that's so bad. Trust me, my friend, that guy is, he is not gay.
People want to. What else we got? Oh, so we have the fight in Qatar. All right. This weekend's card. And I was annoyed because there's 14 fights on the card.
You thought it was pretty cathartic to do this one.
I thought it was cathartic. And there were so many people that I didn't even know. I'm like, do I even know this person? Because saying their name just sounds like you're hacking phlegm. Every name.
Because everybody's AbdulRakhman, Aliev,
and so I was super annoyed. And then I got to the end of it. I'm finished. I'm done with tape. And I was like, that was horrible. I'm like, but why wasn't it as bad as I thought it was? And then I realized I didn't have to watch film on a single women's fight because we're in Qatar and they're not allowing it.
We respect all women.
I was like, man, I will get behind the phlegm name if I don't have to watch.
You'd rather watch some neckbeards over some beautiful ladies.
Well, no. But I don't see very many beautiful ladies fighting in the UFC.
You don't think Vivi Araujo is beautiful?
You want to know what's funny is I couldn't even pick her out of a lineup right now. If you showed me a picture of her, you could show me a picture of any Brazilian fighter, and I'd be like, "That's Vivi."
The funny part is, male or female, you still wouldn't pick it out. Oh yeah.
So and I know.
Wait, didn't you fought? You fought Vivi.
I know.
You fought Vivi.
Tracy did. People are gonna flame me just like they did Tracy for the Makhachev thing. Like,
you can't say flame about a lesbian.
Yeah. Well. So yeah, I don't like. I mean, maybe I could. Maybe if I saw her, I'd be like, oh yeah. But I couldn't off the top of my head like think of what she looks like. But Tracy got flamed for her saying, she was like, oh, why is Islam here? And she was on the Nina Marie. Is it Nina Marie? Nina Maria?
Nina Drama is what they call her.
Yeah. She was on her show and she's like, what's Islam doing here? And she's like, that's your main event. She's like, oh. And people are like, oh, she didn't know who Islam was. It's like, she knew who Islam was. She didn't know that he was the main event. But that's not acting. Tracy doesn't know.
She doesn't know.
She doesn't know your name.
No.
Dude, this is how clueless Tracy is. She's like 3-1, 4-1 at one point in her professional career. She lost her first fight and then she won a bunch after. 2, 3, 4-1. I've been with her since an amateur. We were somewhere and they were asking, I think we were like doing the licensing stuff and they were asking her, she's like, what's your coach's name? She's like, it's Coach. And she's like, no. Oh yeah. What? She's like, what is your,
wait a minute.
She didn't even know my name. Like, you think she's going to know Islam Makhachev is the main event?
Wait, how many years had you been with her at that point?
Oh, like 2.
Never knew your name.
I know. She looks at me and was like, what is your name?
No,
Coach.
That she doesn't have an excuse for that, because you know why she doesn't have an excuse? Your name is your Instagram name. She follows you the whole time. Every time it pops up.
She's not looking at anybody's Instagram.
Should look at my Instagram all the time. I don't know what you're talking about.
Man, so what do we got? We've got a Qatari fight card. Is that an early card? Or is it going to be in the afternoon? Do you know the time on that?
No, it's going to be early probably.
Okay, I bet so. That's it. I got Tracy, I got Henry, then I'm out. New business. I do have a fitness app coming out, which I'm actually really excited about. I actually bought it. I think I mentioned it on the pod, I think. I actually bought it for a stupid amount of money. Not anything insane, but like...
How many mils?
No, nothing.
How many
like
millions?
10 grand, so nothing crazy.
Is that the actual investment?
Yeah.
You just outed your investment?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really care. Like it's, so I bought an app and then I paid, a few $1,000s more to have some updates and upgrades, but I did it and I actually don't expect to make any money on it. I mean, you can go on the app and then it's free, but if you don't do the paid versions, you get like a lot of pop-ups and stuff like that. But I actually just for strength and conditioning and nutrition, because what I realized is that people don't actually know what the hell they're doing. And I actually built it because I wanted high school kids, because my kid is in high school, to be able to either gain weight or lose weight for their sports. And people don't know how to do that. So if you put in your weight and then you put in the date that you want to reach a certain weight by, it will tell you. So you're going to estimate your calories and you do that. You have to do that a little bit of work because you have to do that a few days before. Kind of track about how many calories you take in. And then it'll tell you like, all right, this is the date. This is the weight. This is my current weight. This is the weight I want to be. This is the date I want to be there by. And it will tell you have to add this many calories a day or subtract this many calories a day. But then it also gives you a full on meal plan for it every day of the week. And on Sunday, it gives you a shopping list as well.
Nice. That's really cool.
Then on the other side of it, it's a strength and conditioning app. So it does kind of the same thing for strength. If you want to get to, 220 1 rep max bench, it gives you full on, and you can do kind of low, medium, high, kind of like how much you want to push yourself. And then it'll give you, full on like apps or full on workouts and like how to improve in this much percent this week. And then it charts everything too. I just wanted that for posterity. For the people.
Nice.
So anyway, that should be out
podcast. We'll be billing you separately for that ad time.
Yeah.
That fucking 20-minute infomercial.
Hey, it's a good
What
app.
is the app called? At least you got to say that.
It's My PT Fitness.
My PT Fitness.
But it's not. Don't get it now.
No, get it
don't
right
get it
now.
Because I'm still. It was up, and I actually pulled it down because I wanted to do a couple of more modifications, and then it'll be back up in the next couple days.
So if you can legally download it, that.
Don't. Well, let's get into this week's fight card. We've got. Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now. This isn't a bad fight card.
No, I like this week actually. Sorry, we'll both pull this up. Someone's going to flame us for both being on our phones.
Yeah. All right. So, first fight of the night, we've got, first of all, it's in Qatar. Main event is Arman Tsarukyan, Dan Hooker. And let's see, Marek Bujlo, whatever, versus Denzel Freeman. And why don't you go on this? Because I'm going to pull, hold on. I need to pull up the odds. That's what I was
If you just click the little plus button, it'll tell you what the odds are right there on Tapology.
I know. I'm pulling them up from the odds that Kamuela is using to put the graphics, so to make sure that they're the same.
Okay, I get this started. So we have Marek Bujlo versus.
Bujlo is Bujlo or Bujlo, whatever, is plus 170, and Freeman's minus 195.
I like Freeman a ton here. I think this is a very similar matchup to the one we saw a few weeks ago with Hokit and the Max Jimenez guy. This Marek guy, he's pretty awful standing. Like he gets backed up. He pretty wide swinging. He doesn't know what he's doing on the feet. I don't think he can really wrestle. His jiu-jitsu is fine and accurate, and he's got good elbows from the top for sure. But I think his level of competition has been so poor. Denzel, I think, is actually a very, very good striker. He can wrestle his ass off. I think he's massively athletic. I think even if he gets taken down, he's back up. I like Denzel a lot in this fight and under round and a half.
Yeah, I think the only worry for me on this is with Denzel is we've seen him get taken down even from guys who don't look like they're great wrestlers. He's kind of touted as like this Greco guy who's up at the OTC and this and that, and you see him and all right, he looks fine.
I think he can wrestle. Yeah,
I think so, but then he will get taken down. But that said, when he does get taken down, he will pop back up and do the right stuff. Other thing with Denzel, you covered pretty much the whole thing. The kid Bujlo, whatever the fuck his name is, he's also slow. He's kind of wide, but he hasn't fought anybody decent. Like the guys are
all
fat.
short,
They're
fat,
yeah, taxi cab
hey,
drivers.
I just want to be the one to say it. Denzel got more melanin than all of his opponents
combined. But the other thing Freeman does, I like Freeman. I like him a lot. I think he's actually going to be a successful heavyweight.
Because he moves so well.
He does all the right stuff. First of all, his cardio is really good for a heavyweight. His cardio is really good. And they actually even say, like, if you look back at some of his tape, they're talking about him talking about how good his cardio is, like how much of a weapon it is. But then they also, I like his movement. I like everything he does. He looks good. He does this stuff. Issue that I have with him, he doesn't seem overly powerful as a heavyweight. Like, he was teeing off on some guys on that I was watching tape on, and he's throwing, and they're taking and going. And I was actually shocked that he didn't tire himself out doing it because he was throwing so much. But I was really expecting, like, man, a heavyweight hitting you that many times, you should fall. And then, so I'm curious about that. Not that that's going to matter in this fight.
I don't think Mark likes to get hit.
No, it's not going to matter in this fight. But no, Freeman inside the distance, TKO.
Under a round and a half?
Yeah.
I think easy,
so.
Yeah.
Yep, I think you're right. All right, next up, we've got... Where is Gabe to make fun of?
Do you want me to go for this one?
Yeah, I do want you to go for this one. This is insane.
All right, you ready for this?
No, nobody is.
Saygid. Okay, all right, bear with me. Saygid okay, one more time. Saygid is gach. Okay, hold on, one more time. All right, Saygid Izagakhmaev.
Done. Best I've ever heard.
Okay. All right.
Versus
Nick Dalby.
Dalby is a plus 265, and Saygid is it's like,
why'd you say it like that?
Well, I was actually thinking Sagat, like from Street Fighter. I was actually thinking it kind of sounds like it. Anyway, Sagat was from Russia. Minus 315. Sagat, I'm gonna call him Sagat.
Call him Sagat.
He's
someone is gonna freak out in like a year from now when this guy's fought like 9 times in the UFC and he's about to be a champion.
No, I'm gonna call him Sagat.
And then you're gonna go, yeah, it's because we watched tape on him one time and someone said his name's Sagat.
Yeah. It's first of all, he does most stuff well. He's a Russian. He's a striking Russian. His strikes don't look overly polished, but they're effective. If that, you know what I mean? You see a lot of these guys that just don't look the part, and then you're like, wow, and not like he like looks bad or anything. In Dalby, we know Dalby at this point. Like Dalby he has exceeded everyone's freaking expectations in the world.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
I mean, considering how old he is and like
he's 41 now.
The last like 5 years have been on borrowed time. Like it's just nuts. But Saygid, the boy can wrestle. And he will take you down, and he shoots so fast and puts you on your back. He grapples heavy. He does all the right stuff, and he doesn't get tired. Like his cardio is phenomenal. And we've been seeing Dalby out cardio people. He's not going to out cardio Saygid over here. So man, give me. But here's the thing:
that's the thing
is I think he's going to maul him. Of course. Is he going to finish him? Because
he likes to hurt guys and then he starts wrestling immediately.
Yes, he hurts him. And I mean, look, man, he submitted James Nakashima, who's very tough, but a little bit older. He beat the shit out of Shinya Aoki, but again, he's older.
Well, all right, have some respect for a legend. Are you kidding me?
I mean, he's finishing guys. He really is finishing guys. But Dalby's, one of those tough son of a bitches that
Shinya's also like 50 years old too.
I know. So I think if anything, you go Sagat over 1.5.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I think the over 1.5 is the play on that one.
I think if it gets to to around and a half, I think it's going to coast to decision. Because I think if Saygid finishes him, it's going to be early. Dalby always gets taken down early. He always gets his bad positions early.
Yeah, but look, if he's getting taken down and he's not getting submitted by Bonfim, like
you think Bonfim's better?
I think Bonfim's guillotine Darce kind of series that he hits is better.
I think this guy's pretty brutal standing, and Dalby's been getting hurt a lot more lately.
He is getting more frail, but yeah, definitely Saygid for the win. I think the over is going to hit.
I actually do. I do feel the over is going to hit because I think he's just going to wrestle nonstop, even when he hurts him.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Nurullo Aliev versus Shakim Rock. And let me pull up those handy dandy odds over here. Aliev is minus 275 and Rock is plus 235. Give me your thoughts on these gentlemen.
Well, this fight is interesting to me because it's weird. I feel like Aliev is going to get exposed pretty badly at some point. And I think Rock is actually a pretty decent fighter. However, I think Aliev is going to run through him just stylistically. And the reason I say that, I don't think Aliev's wrestling is as good as, I don't know. Do people talk about his wrestling like it's something?
I don't really know what they talk about with him.
They say he's a huge problem. He's fine. But honestly, he reminds me a lot of like a Renat Fakhretdinov. I can see that his technical wrestling is only kind of 2 moves. He does that big lift body lock with the knee in the middle, and then he just tries to like blast W, and that's pretty much what he has. After that, he's just so much bigger and stronger than most guys. I don't think there's a lot of layers to his cage wrestling game. And I think once that fails, we have some issues. But on the other end, Rock, I think, is, a good striker, got good front kicks. He stays really long, very nice jiu-jitsu. But he gets out physical a lot, and he gets put on his back a lot. And where I do think Aliev is amazing is his top control is phenomenal. He's constantly pinning shoulders. He's pinning hips. The other thing, and this is actually something I learned from you, is as he's on the ground, he'll lift the top leg, and it recenters people on their back. And he just constantly does it. And then he starts opening up with ground and pound. I think he's just so much stronger than Rock here. I think he's going to put him on his butt. I think his top control, I think he's going to end up hurting Rock on the ground. I like Aliev. I like him inside the distance here.
Okay. Yeah, Rock is, he's listed, kind of thinks of himself as a grappler. He's
pretty well. He reminds me of RDR. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, but I think Rock's striking looks more. I don't want to say it's more effective than RDR's because RDR is really good with that knee and really good. He does stuff really good, even though he doesn't look comfortable. But
they're both like just this long jiu-jitsu.
Rock actually looks like he's comfortable standing with his kicks, at least with those front kicks and the teeps. He kind of whips them up, and he looks the part. His hands don't look amazing, but they look straight and they look decent.
He's a clean striker.
Yes, he looks like a clean striker. Then he starts wrestling. Because he wants to wrestle, he wants to grapple. That's his game. But man, he's going split decisions with guys who are 16-9 in his last fight. He's fighting these guys in the UK, where we've kind of seen the
level of wrestling.
Yeah, not only the level of wrestling, but a lot of those fighters, man, just are not on par. They're just not. We see with the Cage Warriors guys, coming in, they look really good, they're doing all the right stuff, and then they just get smoked because they're just not. They look good against guys who aren't good. And so we're seeing that a lot. And then Aliev, man, the boy can wrestle and he can time stuff. I mean, he was slaughtering. I mean, just Selecki's not an amazing wrestler, but he was.
But this is my thing is we actually haven't seen Aliev wrestle in the UFC, because if you look at the Selecki fight and the Alves fight, every single time they ended up on the ground was either off a caught kick or jump guillotine or a pull guard. Like Selecki was pulling guard, which was just, so I'm just like, I don't really know what Aliev's wrestling level is.
I don't know that that's going to matter here because Rock throws enough kicks to be caught, and Rock's going to shoot himself. And so I think Aliev is going to be a good defensive wrestler, and he's going to end up in a scramble or stuff in the head and a go behind. I think he's going to end up winning on any of those wrestling exchanges that there are, because I don't think Rock's wrestling is good enough to put him down.
And I don't think Rock has enough power on the feet really to.
I don't believe so. And he's also, I think he's a little Aliev's shorter as well, which given the styles and what they're going to try to do, it's going to make it harder for Rock to get underneath that and shoot. So I like Aliev here. I actually think this is another one that I don't think, I think the over is going to hit. So I
could see that because like a guard playing just while he's on top.
I could see that. And I think the thing is I think Rock fancies himself as a grappler and a submission guy. So I could see him going out in his shield almost like JDM did against Makhachev by just not getting submitted, by just not getting finished, and by just doing enough. Like even if he's losing these positions, instead of like going full send to get up to try to win, he's just going to not lose or not get finished.
I think that Aliev's going to finish him either late second round or in the third round. And here's why is, someone had mentioned that he doesn't have a lot of offense, and I'm like, I disagree with that. He doesn't have a lot of offense against guys that are very tough positionally. Like Selecki's got a good guard, and so you have to spend a lot of time kind of slicing through the guard and breaking it down. When he broke down Alves and he started opening up with ground and pound, he like actually hurt Alves like pretty bad. So I think he's going to do the same to Rock here. After the first round and he settles him down and establishes his position, I think he's going to start hurting him.
So here's the thing, and we're splitting hairs over here over all right, Aliev wins how. He's got 10 fights, he's 10-0, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 decisions. This is not a finisher.
Every dog has his day.
Okay. All right. Moving along. Ryan Loder, Ismail, Naurdiev. Naurdiev, I'm pulling up odds. Sorry, guys, I don't have a freaking producer here to do this. Naurdiev is minus 140 and Loder is plus 120. Man, we saw the last Loder fight. If you can defend a takedown, you can batter that boy. I think Loder is such a one-trick pony, and I think he sells so hard on that trick that he gasses himself out and panics himself. And I don't know that he's going to take Ismail down round 1 and just maul him. But even if he does, I think he's going to be dead tired round 2. And then I think he's just getting TKO. We saw it in his last fight. Like, I honestly think the last fight, he shoots, he gets stuffed, gets separated a little bit, and then panics because I actually have to strike with this guy. And then he just gets beat up. That could play out for like 90 seconds, 2 minutes like it did in the last fight. Or it could be 10 minutes. Or it could be 15 minutes of like him defending and beating. But I think, honestly, at the odds of this, I don't think you need to choose a how or a decision. Like, man, I think you go Naurdiev. I'm the worst with names. Just money line and just sit there and watch a beating for however long it is.
There's a lot of people, a lot of smart people, a lot of good money that's on Loder. People like Loder here. And here's like, I get the method because of the last fight with Iron Turtle and how tired Naurdiev got and all that stuff. But also in that fight too, we had that 5-minute break.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't think of a worse thing when you're in the cage and you're warmed and you're ready. And then you have a 5-minute break and you just sit there and you get cold and your muscles tense up.
And the other thing too, sorry to interrupt. Iron Turtle is good. He is a solid fighter.
He can actually strike.
And Loder's a guy they're sending to get beat up in Qatar.
He's a toter, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, little frog. He's feeling froggy. Better leap. No,
that was a leap itself. That was a stretch.
Speaking of stretch, he's going to be on one. But
shut up.
No, he's not a complete MMA guy. Even his stance, it's like the funny wrestler stance. It's like the beginning wrestler stance where you're hunched over and you're like doing this thing. He does land some kind of nice body shots occasionally. He's got some stuff, but his wrestling I actually was pretty unimpressed with, even for being as accomplished as he is. He runs, drives you to the cage, high crotches you, and then tries to lift. It's the same thing as Aliev, but he's like less successful with it. And then once he does get you down, he's not like amazing at control. And every fight starts.
We saw against that kid from Tough where he was getting reversed and put on his back and out scrambled.
Valentin, who can't grapple and got immediately grappled in the next fight. Naurdiev has good takedown defense, always has, at least initial layer. Yeah. And his hands in the last fight, when he was hurting Iron Turtle, at least round 1, that's Iron Turtle.
He looks nasty.
He's a nasty little bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Naurdiev. I like Naurdiev here.
Okay. Next up, we've got...
You want me to hit this one?
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Go for it.
All right. Next up, we have Bekzat, Almakhan versus Aleksandre Topuria.
Topuria is minus 114 and Bekzat is minus 106. I'm sorry if I missed a syllable in there.
I think you added too many.
I think I might have. Give me your thoughts on this. Who do you got?
I think Topuria is going to run through him. And not that Bekzat's not good. I mean, the guy's got, pretty granite hips. That guy is like as strong as they come. I look at myself and I look at him at 135 and I'm like, these aren't the same. One guy is chiseled out of granite, this guy.
And then there's Bekzat.
That's why he's going to get run through this weekend. Topuria can box, man. A lot. I saw some discourse online. People are like, "Oh, would he be the same if his last name wasn't the same?" Watch the fight, his UFC debut. The guy can move. He can box. He moves his head well. He's got very good power. He's got great takedown defense. He sees everything in front of him. Bekzat, I think, is very powerful, but it's very wide shots. And I think Topuria just going to touch him, and eventually they're going to meet in the middle. I think Topuria is going to put him out as Bekzat's rushing in.
Okay. I like this thing with Topuria. We're starting to see it a little bit more in the game. And I really am over MMA striking. Like the thing with MMA striking is nobody's actually punching or kicking or doing anything. Everybody's like feinting and trying to get you to throw and then countering. And so it's like a feint, a touch, a move, a touch, a left, a right. We switch stances.
I was watching a film for this card and I was watching Yakhyaev and I'm thinking to myself, what's the difference between my striking and Yakhyaev striking? It's not that far off. He just does a lot of like random shit on the outside, and every once in a while he'll throw a jab and then a high kick, and then he's like back to the outside, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, look at so many of the guys are literally in out, this, there, and then you see like Topuria, and actually that was one of the game plans for Tracy in terms of striking was not to move, was that we're holding our ground, and when Blanchfield comes in, we're meeting her and throwing, and she did that effectively and stung her quite a bit there. We're starting to see people being comfortable boxing, and both Topurias are that way, where they're not out there trying to like feint and like pull and feint and pull. They're there and they're moving and their head is moving and they're engaged and they're looking for something. If you throw and they don't like it, they just boom, run away, and then they just reset back in. The real Topuria, he will actually jab and throw and actually set stuff up a little bit. Aleksandre, is he the younger brother or the older brother? He's the older brother. He'll kind of wait, and he will be there, and then he'll throw, and he rips the body, does a lot of good stuff. But whoever the hell is
Bekzat, that's easy.
Bekzat, you said it. He has power. He has power in his hands. He can actually wrestle. He got out wrestled by
Umar, but that's Umar.
And that's Umar. And he didn't get finished. And he was fighting.
There was one point in that fight. It was hilarious. He's full mounted, getting elbowed by Umar, and he was just like, up and out.
And he does the right stuff. I actually think Bekzat's going to win this.
What?
Yeah, I think Bekzat is going to win this by decision. I think he's going to have the bigger moments. I think the wrestling is somewhat going to negate each other a little bit in there. I could see Topuria getting more wrestling takedowns, but then Bekzat popping up or defending, kind of going. I think I like him for the power. And the reason why I say that is kind of I think this is a pretty even fight, but Topuria, I love his body work, but he doesn't have that like death touch power. I
think he's going to this time.
You think so?
Because it's all about styles. That Colby Thick-Nacy or whatever, even in his last fight when he fought the Josias Musasa, all he does is run. He's very good. He's a master of existing. I think that the difference in this fight, not that I think Bekzat would kill Thick-Nacy or whatever, and he probably would finish him in just different styles. But I think because of that style, I think when they exchange, Bekzat is so wide. Bekzat is like always throwing full gas. One, I think he's going to get tired. And that's the other thing I like about Topuria. It's just nice and calm. Touch, rip the body, touch. I think he's just going to pick him apart. And then one big exchange, I think he's gone into the wind.
Very well done. Didn't Qatar just get bombed, or was that Oman? Like what? I feel like there's so many bombs over Baghdad going on.
Okay, I knew we were going with the Outcast reference.
We're going. All right, next up we have Horiguchi versus Ulanbekov. And these handy-dandy odds are Horiguchi is plus 169, and Tagir, Ulanbekov, is minus 194. I'll go on this one. I really was, before I was watching tape, I was like, man, Horiguchi's the man. He's going to beat him up.
You thought he was going to smack him.
Yeah. And then after watching him get out wrestled and out grappled and just like people piggyback him.
By everybody.
By everyone. I'm like, oh, Tagir is just going to Horiguchi. He's just going to backpack him and hang on him, and that's it. Like, I honestly, like,
did you also think this too? Like before tape, were you like, man, Horiguchi's such a phenomenal striker though, and he's insanely high volume and
yes, no, I thought in my head, I'm going Horiguchi is so technical. The volume's there, the cardio's there. Like he's solid. He's a 10 everywhere.
And then you came out of tape.
And then one of the biggest things I was watching was the Patchy Mix Horiguchi fight.
Especially knowing all we know.
Exactly, because Patchy Mix, and this is before the Batista fight. The reason why I was really big on Batista is Patchy Mix doesn't offensively wrestle well. Like he gets people when they are trying to wrestle him, and then he snatches necks and stuff, but his offensive wrestling's not great. And he was just like grabbing Horiguchi and sliding to the back and doing kind of whatever he wanted. I mean, yeah, and Horiguchi's small. Tagir, we've seen with Elliot, get turned and this and that, and Horiguchi's there. But man, I think not only do I think Tagir is going to backpack him, I wouldn't be surprised if he submitted him.
Absolutely.
So I don't know that I would
say it. Back up the Brinks. Say it.
I don't know that I would bet that at the odds that they are, because it's.
I'm just having trouble finding a path to victory for Horiguchi.
I don't get it.
At flyweight, you don't have Horiguchi doesn't have a lot of power to begin with, and then at flyweight, and then fighting in a Muslim. Dude, they're fighting in a Muslim country.
A guy who's like 5'12".
Yeah.
He's tall.
Oh, okay. I'm like, all right, I'm trying to do the math. Is he talking about Horiguchi's? He's talking, a 5'12" versus a 4'12". Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't see another way than him getting backpacked. And even standing, like, Horiguchi's not as impressive as I had thought in my mind. And I was thinking the first thing that came to my mind was the Tim Elliott fight. I'm like, Horiguchi's faster and he's a better striker.
He wiggles and he moves.
And he does it all. I'm like, oh, if he can do it, for sure. One, Tagir's improved a lot. I think his striking is a lot better than it was back then. And two, he's just big and long and he can wrestle and his jiu-jitsu is good. Yeah. And I'm not actually the biggest fan of Tagir's wrestling because he doesn't leg wrestle often. He's more of an upper body guy. But in this specific matchup, I actually think that's way better.
Yeah, the boy can wrestle. I think just because he does, I think he's like, I can just body lock you and sag you over.
Because he just trips everybody. He's so much taller.
Yeah, I think stylistically, but yeah, I don't think he needs to. I think he'll clinch and knee and then
I forget how many cool throws he does. I mean, he's sick.
Dude, I'm going Tagir here. All right. Here's actually one I didn't tape. The Yakhyaev versus Cerqueira or Cerqueira, whoever the hell this is. I don't know who these people are.
You didn't need to tape this one.
Okay.
Yeah, Raffael is going to lose in the first round. The other guy's pretty nice, nasty front kicks, good hands.
Okay.
He's winning.
Okay. We'll move on. Luke Riley versus Bogdan Grad. And we all know Bogdan at this point. Riley is minus 250 and Bogdan Grad is plus 210. I think Bogdan Grad's getting the upset here.
He's going to beat the shit out of him.
Dude, he is going to beat his ass because Luke Riley gets taken down with a sneeze.
That last fight was so bad. And it's not even that he got taken down because Abasov, that last guy, he can wrestle. But you watching this and me watching this did zero things technically at all.
Yeah, nothing. Just fell over and then just like scrambled out and up. And then the other kid was just so death gassed. Like he's fighting cans. And Bogdan Grad, can Riley snipe him? Absolutely. Because Bogdan Grad's chin it's flickering on and off like the lights.
Yes, sometimes, but he takes punches straight to the face kind of well.
Yeah, you hit him on the side. He has like this weird equilibrium thing where he's
got that bald head. It's just a bell in there.
But the boy he's strong as shit. He can grapple. When he gets on top, he's going to beat your ass. Dude, give me Bogdan Grad inside the distance all freaking day.
Can I tell you about my love life?
Oh, tell me about your love life. Does it include Bogdan?
Maybe, actually.
Okay.
It's kind of non-existent. But anyways, I met this girl a few years ago. She lives in Austria. That's where Bogdan is from.
Okay.
And randomly the other day, she follows me again. We were supposed to like hang out a couple years ago. It's like an insane, beautiful Austrian Croatian woman. So obviously I'm biased. I have to now go with Bogdan. Yeah. But actually watching the tape, I was so surprised to see the line the way that it is.
Yeah, I was shocked because I've say this all the time. I don't look at the lines until after I watch tape because I don't want the lines to tell me who's supposed to win.
Here's the way that I look at this. Like, one, Bogdan came out and he just grabbed Naimov and just was like, "You're my son." Throws him down.
And Naimov's tough, man.
He kind of does that to everybody. And then here's the biggest thing is Naimov did hit him with that spinning wheel kick, rocked him, right? That hurt him on the temple. But he also had the fight with Aswell. How many punches did they land on each other? 300 punches each. And he was still there till the very end and ended up winning. Like, if Aswell's not hurting him for 15 minutes, Luke Riley, a lot of times, he has to wait until pull rabbits out of the hat to win. I just think Bogdan is so tough. He's so strong. He actually was taking the back kind of nice too. Like, he's got some
he can do it. He can do it.
Yeah.
Solid.
And here's the other thing too. I don't think Luke Riley's a 145er.
No, he looks small. He looks like he could easily make 35.
Well, they're listed. So Bogdan's listed at 5'8". Okay. I mean, it's a little taller than you ideally want to be as a, elite man, but whatever. Riley's listed at 5'9", but their body structure is so different. That's what I'm saying. So either somebody's lying or Bogdan is way more jacked and only an inch difference. I just really feel at 5'9", if that's his true height, he's a 35er, not a 45er.
Yeah. Given his physicality of his body structure.
He's like Sean O'Malley. He's got kind of the same build.
All right. What do we have next? We've got Alex Perez and Asu Almabayev.
Do you want to tell us anything about Asu?
Asu is is minus 210. Perez is plus 180. The only thing I have to say,
just talk to us about the mountains. Tell us about the mountains.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It wouldn't be an Asu fight week without
Yo, Sadio! All right. Glad we did that. Moving on.
These odds can't be right, can they?
I don't even know what I said. I was laughing about Eusebio. Let's see. Perez plus 180, Asu Almabayev minus 210. This is a weird one for me in the sense that initially when I was looking at tape, I'm like, oh, Asu murders him.
Same.
Or I'm sorry, before I looked at tape. Then I'm watching it and I go, Alex isn't bad. This is actually close. And like, so I think that too long didn't read is I think Asu wins, but I think it's much closer line than it should be. Alex is tough. He's got a lot of experience, a lot of high level experience against a lot of good guys. And he has that high guard and he's swinging. And I mean, we saw it with, Nikolai. He's patient. He's there. He can wrestle. Like, he can actually wrestle. Like, he was one of the wrestling coaches, I think, up at the Gilroy High School for years, where DC and all of them are, and now he's down in Huntington. But the kid can actually wrestle. But then you have Asu Almabayev, who's just like, he can really wrestle. I don't think anybody's going to be put on their back here. I think if anything, there's going to be wrestling. Alex is going to anti-wrestle. Asu is going to wrestle and take the back. I think that's kind of how the grappling exchanges are going to go. The striking, I actually would give to Alex Perez.
By far.
The issue that he's coming off that blown out knee from Topuria.
He's gonna blow out Asu's back.
Yeah.
You just said, yeah, you agreed with me.
All right. So I'm just looking at the timeline here. And how old he is. So he's 33. He's been out for a long time.
Alex is 33?
He's 33.
I thought he was like 39.
He is. He's 33. Last fight was June of 24. So it's 15, 16, whatever months. Man, and I think that's just a tough fight back, considering. I think Almabayev is going to win a razor close decision that some people are like, Alex should have gotten that. And I think a lot of that is the crowd. I think it's who they want to win. I think the Qatari people, if this is in Huntington Beach, all right, we're giving it to Alex Perez. But I think it's going to be a very, very, very close fight. And I think it's probably going to go to Asu in a fight where you're like, man,
I don't think this is going to be a close fight at all. And I wanted to love Asu. In my mind, I kept going, Osetia. He's the best. He's the best. And I kept thinking, I watched the Mokayev fight, and I'm like, yeah, this is because Mokayev can't wrestle, man. Screw him. Like, Asu's way better. And then I put on the Asu tape, and he's shooting the exact same way as Mokayev. The only difference is he's a lot shorter than Mokayev, and he has to get very creative a lot of times, but he's still cutting the same angles. He's shooting really bad shots. Like, honestly, if you look at it, he'll shoot an awful shot and then just drive you to the cage and then lift and dump and re-wrestle. I think Alex is a pretty good takedown defense. Now, my whole thought was like, all right, once Alex is on his back, I don't feel like he's very good. As soon as Mokayev got him to the ground, it was wraps for him, at least for that round. But Asu's not a great control guy either. I would give Mokayev a far better, he's better in the grappling and the jiu-jitsu than Asu. And then striking, I give to Alex by far. We're talking damage versus control. We're talking, just veteran experience. We're talking just even size too. Asu's pretty small. I like Alex Perez here by a fair margin, honestly.
I don't hate that. I don't hate it. I want to pick that. Like, in my head, I want to say that. But
what kind of communist are you? You're going with like a little Kazakh.
Yeah, I know. It makes sense to me. Like, man, Alex can actually hurt Asu, and Asu can't. I think the pressure and the volume of Asu's attack, of just pushing and going forward, I think they'll be on the cage a lot. I think it's going to be a really boring fight without a lot of action.
We've also seen, though, like in the Manel fight, as soon as Asu gets discouraged, it's downhill pretty quick.
I think Manel and Alex Perez are two different animals.
I think they're one and the same. And it's not cool for you to call Manel an animal. I don't think that's okay for the podcast. What kind of animal would you call him if you had to?
All right, next up, we've got Sergey Spivak and Shamil Gaziev, whatever that. Sergey is plus 120 and Shamil is minus 140.
Talking about the Chechen bear?
Is he Chechen?
I don't know.
Dude, I think Sergey's winning this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Dude,
Okay.
Shamil is he's so square and just let me cock back this right. Let me do it again. And then, man, we've seen Sergey's jab getting better and better and improving and stuff.
I think it looks worse and worse.
Well, let's go back and watch all of the tapes. For many fights, we were talking about how his stand-up and how his jab is getting better.
That's what I'm saying.
And then
it
his
used to be good.
fight-
He was snappy, and now he holds his hands way up here, and he goes like this.
But I don't think that's going to matter. I think it's not going to matter because I think he's going to flat back Shamil. I think he's going to take him down and put him on his back, and I think that's going to be all she wrote. I think the elbows are coming and a choke is coming. I'm not impressed with Shamil's. Who is it? Peterson or who's?
Yeah, he's a 4-time All-American,
dude. But he put him down with a sneeze. He's not. I was like, dude, give me.
And then what happened to him?
It doesn't matter. Sergey is a different animal.
No, he's not a different animal.
Sergey is taking him down and beating Shamil's ass.
Sergey
is taking him down and beating his ass.
You couldn't be more wrong if you had to be more wrong.
Explain to me.
All right, Big Meal is gonna crush him. Dude, Sergey Spivak is the ultimate front runner, and even when he's winning fights now, he just decides like, I'm gonna implode and lose. I think he looks fat. I think he looks out of shape. I think his wrestling has looked worse than it ever has, and he doesn't throw with any power anymore. The second he gets hit, he covers, shells up. He's getting finished in the first or second round. Shamil's going to take him out. And that's that. There's literally nothing else about it.
All right.
Do I have a nice little golden... Am I looking nice on the thing now?
Golden hour? Actually, you look white like me. Great.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. We can't even tell. I'm like half looking. I don't even know if the lighting is good. I don't even know if we're recording. If
last week, I told you I did a 2-hour podcast. Guys, sorry. Last week I did 2 hours of magic. My internet went in and out, and we lost the whole entire thing.
Here, keep talking. I got to handle something really quickly.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'll move on to the next fight. I can break this one down. All right. Where are we at? You were doing such a good job. All right, so next up we have Jack Hermanson versus Mikdik Oralbai. And it's funny because Oralbai is the guy I always go, who's that caveman looking guy? Who's the dude? This is just bizarre.
Sorry, what I actually had to do is my son, he's at wrestling practice and they had to do their weight hydration test today. And he's like, I failed a hydration test. They said I was brown as could be. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Drink water. He's like, I've been drinking water all day, but he's sick right now as well.
Oh, that's why.
So I think, it's just,
he doesn't know how to cheat the test.
I know.
We used to, because you didn't have those hydration back in high school, right?
I'm not that old. No, I didn't.
No, they came when I was in high school.
No, actually, it's state by state. I remember in New York, had just been implemented. And then I went to South Carolina my senior years when I moved there, and we didn't have hydration testing my junior year. We might have had it my senior year. I don't remember. But
we used to just take it into the bathroom and we go, oh no, like can I use like the actual toilet?
Pour a little water. Yeah.
You just scoop some water into it.
Oh, I know. He's not clever like that. Anyway, give me your thoughts on Oralbai and Hermansson.
I think Oralbai is amazing. I think he cracks. I think he hits hard on the feet. He's got great cardio. I think he can wrestle his ass off. Hermansson, I love Hermansson too. Phenomenal jiu-jitsu. He's a veteran of the game. I think he's going to get taken down a lot here. And moving down a weight class after a brutal knockout at his age, I think there's a lot of factors not to like about Jack here. I like Miktik Oralbai, the savage, the caveman.
So outside of him dropping weight at 100 years old, there's not a thing I don't like about Hermansson here. I mean, Hermansson can wrestle. He was doing wrestling matches with Hamzat.
Yeah.
And that was like legitimately good. He was holding his own.
I think Oralbai can take him down though. That guy is like,
dude,
he's different.
He's a one fight removed from beating Pfeiffer. I mean, like he's so tall. His movement is so lateral and erratic, and he kind of touches and moves and touches and moves. His submission game is great. There's nothing outside of age and like fragility at this point.
15 pounds is something though. And he didn't look small before.
I know. That's what I'm saying is I could look foolish here because he could get touched and just fall because he just is like too frail for the division. I get it. If Hermansson can compete at 85% of his abilities at middleweight and isn't just completely shot dead from the but the other thing is everyone's taking IVs again.
I just think the weight cut's going to be something, and like you always talk about the fluid to the brain and off knockout.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is like he's going to get an IV in Qatar. They're all going to.
You think he's going to get an IV in Qatar?
I think everyone's going to get an IV.
Who do you think is going to get an IV in Qatar? You think it's Miktik or you think it's Jack?
I think it's the entire card.
I think it's not Jack.
I think there'll be a line outside.
I think they're going to put salmonella in Jack's IV.
So I give me Hermansson. I like Oralbai a lot.
I like Oral too,
but
you want Hermansson. I get you.
I want Hermansson, not buy Orals. All right, next up we have got Volkan Ozdemir and Alonzo Menifield.
Good old good old fashioned banger here.
Yes, Sersky. And we've got
you've been hanging around Ray Waters too much.
Oh, love me some Sersky. Menifield's plus 190 and Ozdemir is minus 225. I think these odds are insane. I think Ozdemir should be minus 1,000.
Okay.
Menifield should be plus 2,000.
Because one guy is sharp and can hit really hard and is better everywhere.
Menifield is really good for 3 minutes. And he's there and he's in your face and he gets tight in the pocket and he swings and he goes and he's going to shoot and it's awesome. And then he gets slight pushback and then he's swinging big and kind of panicking and doesn't know what to do.
He looks bizarre.
Yeah, and Ozdemir is not a guy who you're like, if you're like, what is Ozdemir good at? Nothing stands out.
He's a good boxer, I think. He's fair.
He's a fine boxer, but like you're not wowed by anything that he does. He's just very decent everywhere. He's a very decent fighter everywhere.
You know what's funny is I actually think he's got amazing skills considering his size. I think his body and it's.
You mean wait? Sorry, I have to interrupt you. Considering his arms are.
That's what I was gonna say. His body just looks
like a T-Rex.
So weird that people don't give him enough credit.
He looks like a cartoon character.
It's hilarious.
He does. He looks like a cartoon caricature of himself as a fighter.
He looks like Nick Newell, but with both arms.
With both arms. But man, he can wrestle. He's good. He does all the right stuff. The only issue with him fighting Menifield or thing that I don't like is he is hittable. And sometimes he reaches and he gets his hands away instead of like staying narrow and really deflecting punches. And so we've seen him get hit and hurt a little bit, in the past. But man, outside of a couple of big haymakers, man, give me Ozdemir all freaking day. Probably KO, TKO, under 2. Like
agree. Bang on.
All right, moving right along. Co-main, we've got Bilal, remember the name Muhammad, against Ian Machado Gary. Bilal's plus 210 and Gary is minus 250. I thought before tape, I was like, man, I think Bilal can get his hands on Ian. And then I watched tape and I was like, oh,
free square.
This is free money. Bilal, I said it when he fought Leon. The best thing that Bilal does is in that Leon fight, if you watch him, he got the takedown every time he would shoot when he would lock his hands under Leon's butt in the process. And we see it so often in fights where people shoot and they shoot to the legs and then they try to gather the legs, lock their hands and lift, and they don't get it. Or they try and finish without locking their hands. But Bilal would shoot underneath, grab, and then lift before Leon would really be able to anchor. And sometimes Bilal would shoot and he would hit either on Leon's butt or above it, and he wouldn't get the takedown. And then they would separate and go and then reset, whatever. But the issue though is Leon, we've seen lately, he's so defensive minded and he's so counter punching, and he's not out there going and getting fights and going and taking fights to people. And I really hold that like win in such less regard as we've seen Leon over the last few years.
Yeah.
Continue on. And then
even the fights he's won have been razor.
And then we're looking at him versus JDM, and we just saw JDM and Makhachev.
Yes.
And that was like, man, okay, that's bad. And then just the way that Bilal handles punches, he doesn't handle them well. He doesn't like to get hit.
I was going to say, I feel like, this is only 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Ian might hurt him, like actually.
I think he's going to TKO him because Ian can defensively wrestle.
Yeah.
And even if he gets taken down, he will pop back up. He gave Shavkat fits on getting the team. And now I'm not overly wowed on Shavkat's offensive wrestling as much. It's gotten better in the last little bit. Like with against Wonder Boy and then against Gary, he finally did get the takedowns late.
Yeah.
But man, Gary with the size and range, but more than anything, his willingness to fight. He is not going to back up. He's going to be in Bilal's face, kind of like JDM was, but with significantly better takedown.
And
defense.
I think Bilal overrates his striking. Bilal's striking, listen, has come a long way. I think it is good. He's got a very nice jab. He's got crazy high volume. But the other thing is he's got a lot of confidence in himself and in his chin. And I think he's going to be there for Ian to just target practice. And Ian's lateral movement is, the guy is so talented. Like, you can like him, not like him, but to deny his talent is not real. I think he's going to hurt Bilal all over the place. I think he's good defensive.
Yeah.
Bilal is good, but he works the jab, and then that's when he level changes. And again, Ian's so tall too. A lot of the tall man defense, and he's very good at it.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I like Ian here.
Yeah. One thing I liked about Bilal, and I think it was the Luque fight, is anytime Luque would laterally move on the cage, Bilal would switch his stance to match which direction he was going in. So he is an educated striker in a lot of this stuff. He's just not technically proficient, and some people just aren't as good at striking as they are as grappling, and vice versa. We've seen Jake Shields in MMA for 300 years, and the dude can't throw a jab.
They would always tout him as a kickboxing champion too.
Ben Askren's striking got worse the first day he started training.
It was unbelievable.
I mean, some of the guy can wrestle for
Sergey
ages.
Spivak, he got worse the more he.
Okay, let's move on.
All right, main event.
Fuck. Dealing with this shit all day. Fucking asshole.
It's the end of the podcast.
All right, you guys, we've got Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker. Dan, the Hangman Hooker, is plus 375.
Armin's never seen a hooker he didn't beat, so this one's pretty clear.
Armin is minus 500. Now, let's not beat around the bush. Like, there's no fucking way Dan Hooker's winning this fight.
Yeah.
How does it play out, though?
I actually don't. I can never tell with an Armin fight because I can't tell if he's like actually a phenomenal striker or not. I mean, he can wrestle, obviously. He's really, really good. But, he's knocking out guys like Benny Dariush. But he's not hurting Charles and putting Charles away. I don't know. I don't know where he lands. And Dan Hooker is a very tough guy. He's a good striker. I kind of feel like Armin's going to wrestle a lot this fight.
We are only 2 years removed, which it's kind of a ways, to the Joaquim Silva knee that sent Arman back to Armenia for a while.
Yeah, he was there.
He was there, and then he woke up in the cage, and he's like, "Oh, hey guys, I'm back." Do you think Hooker's got those knees, and he's got that? Or do you think that's going to play?
Yeah, so I mean, he's a good striker, man.
Yeah, he's tough.
I think Hooker is amazing. I picked him in the Gamrot fight, and everyone was like, "You're insane, you're crazy." And
I thought you were insane.
And even thinking about it back, that is insane. And then if you think about the fact that he beat Gamrot, like Gamrot's a nasty style of grappling, and if he was defending those takedowns, I mean, shit. I mean,
the difference though is Arman's striking is leagues above Gamrot's.
I think Gamrot's striking is underrated, but I do agree with you. Armin's is far better.
Yeah.
He's just very technical and very perfect. It's just, again, I don't know if he's going to hurt Dan. I think Dan might be a better striker.
Oh, I think so too. I think so. But I think Dan has just been in so many battles.
Yeah. Actually, I do kind of think he's going to get hurt because you think about the Arnold Allen fight.
Yes, he can get hurt. And Arnold's not a huge, tall 45 or but man, Armin is, they list him at 5'7".
No, he's my height. He's the best height.
He is not tall.
Hey, that's best.
He is not tall. No, and Dan Hooker's like 6 feet tall. That's a massive height differential right there.
Size isn't everything.
Yeah. I mean, short people say that.
Come on.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I look, Arman has got to watch those knees. I think if he doesn't get kneed, he's pitching a shutout. It's just like, does he end up hurting him in these? I think if he hurts him, it's going to be like he takes him down as he's coming up, he's swinging type of stuff. Arman is, I don't know. I don't know where to go on this. And the reason I don't know where to go is I don't know. I think Arman wins, but he could TKO him. He doesn't really submit.
Are you going to pull the Henry Cejudo right now? Or are you going to pull I think he could win by decision, knockout, submission, maybe even a draw sprinkled in there, or he could lose.
Well, yeah. I mean, let me elaborate. He could win by submission, decision, TKO, or a draw, or then he could lose by DQ.
Honestly, it makes sense.
It could be a no contest. No, I think, honestly, I don't see anything playable here. He's minus 500. I think Arman wins it. That's my official pick.
Okay.
I don't see unless you're going on Dan Hooker. If you want to bet Hooker, I think do whatever you want there. Bet a money line, because I think Hooker's tough, and I think the size, and I think the toughness about him, and I don't think he's the worst plus 375 we've ever seen.
Yeah, but I probably wouldn't bet him before. I would probably wait to watch the fight develop, because we do see Armin, he's got a great gas tank, I think, for his build and size, but he does slow in the course of 5 rounds. Right? He does. We saw that a little bit in the Gamrot fight.
But dude, the pace of that fight was insane.
I'm giving any type. So all I'm saying is
just
watch 1 or 2 rounds of how Hooker deals with the wrestling, because I don't feel like he's going to deal with it well. But if he does, then Hooker would be a good live entry.
You want to know who Hooker really impressed me? I was sitting front row when Adesanya and Paulo Costa got into it down in
I remember
Australia.
that, yeah.
And I know Al Iaquinta, and he's come up and trained with me. Like, our coaches know each other, or I know his coaches. We know each other.
Raging Al?
Raging Al. And I was like, man, and Al was a JUCO kid. Like, he can wrestle and he can do stuff. And Dan Hooker beat the brakes off of him. And I was so shocked at how well he did defending the wrestling and throwing the elbows and just being mean. Makes me want to think like an upset is imminent.
Yeah, kind of, but I think he already got his upset. I think the Gamrot one was his upset.
I think so too. And I think just the split decisions with both Tarantula and Gamrot, they're there. I think Armin wins, but man, I really don't see anything touchable on this because it's spread so wide.
I hate when it's spread wide. That's not so good. Well, guys,
I need you guys to go through and tally up how many references Brandon will allude to gay, black, and sex. It's not necessarily in that order.
Okay.
But
I do have a story with all three of those exactly, actually.
I know. It, like, nonstop, without a doubt, we're getting multiple references on any one of those.
You know what? It's been a long time for me. I have vowed myself to celibacy and abstinence, and I'm going to be honest, it's on the brain a little bit. It's on the brain.
You should have a drinking game during and watch this, and every time Brandon says one of those things, you got to take a shot.
You just come out
That
blasted.
should be on the Poly Market, is like, how often does Brandon say, something?
Not only that, actually, this would be a more fun game, is a drinking game. Every time I make a reference, and then after that, you have to place all your bets. After you're hammered, you have to place your bets.
After. So I like
Let's see
after you watch the podcast, now all the bets go in.
I heard him say he's the guy.
I swear.
Thanks, guys.
All right, guys, that's it. That's a wrap. We're out.